And we're just gonna test. Hello. Alright, let's see. Who's out first? Luke's out first, and he is on a set of mediums. So Luke, Vic, and they're all starting to come out right now. So right now we're just going to go through the rankings, the point standings. So leading the points, we have Pat. Second, we have Kevin. Third is Chris in the Haas. Fourth is Oliver Tremblay, which I'm not for sure if this is Oliver. Fifth is Vic. Sixth is Jan in the Ferrari. So Jan is sixth in the points. Then we got Nicholas, or Skid, who's seventh. Then the other Jan in the Racing Point is in 8th in points. His teammate Mario is 9th in points, who's not here. Frederick in the McLaren, which I think this is Frederick. Tippin is Frederick. He's 11th in points. We got Jonathan, who's not here, in Renault. Etienne, who's 13th in points, he's not here. Claudie, who's not here also. Alex is not here. We got a new guy. Spiffy's not here, or Marcus in the Haas. And then we have Plastico. Well, Spiffy is here, he just joined the session late. So, let's see, Luke's the first one out on a lap. We'll get this up. Let's see his telemetry. Oh, wrong one. Wrong one. We'll get it here. 53 in second sector. Playing with the throttle. So everybody's out on mediums except for Kev and Pat. They're on hards. And then you got Vic, who's on softs, Jan on softs, Plastico and Skid are all on softs. Spiffy has joined, but Spiffy's not going to be able to take part in qualifying, so he's just going to start at the back. And Luke runs a 135.3. Plastico runs at 133.8 to top him on those softs. Let's see, Jan's on an outlap. Looks like Tibbin might be next across the line. Oh, Galliano on the mediums runs a 133.6 for Alpha. Tibbin goes third fastest with a 135.1. Jan runs a 156.8, which means I think he's slowed up, so he's running another lap. We got Pat. Pat's on hards. So we'll see what Pat runs on the hards compared to everyone else. Pat puts in third fastest with 134.8 on the hards. Jan 2000, he's on mediums. He's on a flyer right now. And we got Skid, who's on softs on a flyer. So let's see where Skid's at. Skid just crosses the line, goes second fastest with 133.8. Caught that right at the end. We'll see where Jan is. So far, everybody's out except for Chris. Chris is the only one who hasn't went out set a time yet. Yellow flag in sector 3, which would be these two guys staying out of the way on their cooldown laps. Yeah, Jan and Jan both back to back here. So the race point was getting the slipstream off the Ferrari. See what he throws on the board. And it's going to be 4th fastest, a 134.4. Jan runs a 134.1 also and goes 5th fastest. Whoa! We have an accident. Let's go. Went a little too fast in the pit lane entrance. Oh! Now we got Jan in the gravel. On the first turn, the big sweeper. We'll go on board with Kev here. Last week's winner at Bahrain. Closed the points gap up on Pat. I would imagine he's throwing a hard lap in just to get a banker lap in. Get to the 100-meter board. Slow it down. Final corner. Oh, a little bit understeer. Had to catch the back end. Runs a 136.4, but we know that car is way more capable, more speed than that. After that. Race point was in the pits. Jan's on a cooldown. Looks like they're all on a cooldown. Chris is the only one that hasn't set a lap. And he's still in the pits. We got a Ferrari coming in. Nope. We got Vic and Luke out. So Luke just came out. Vic is in turn 1, idling. If he doesn't get that car going, it will stop him and he'll be out of the session. Now he's going now, slowly. Try not to abuse those mediums as he goes around. Alright, Luke comes through turn 1. Big, long, slowing, narrowing turn 1. Turn 2. See if he gets a good run out of turn 2. See what he runs if he's faster in sector 1 this time. He's a 10th up in sector 1 on his previous time. We'll go on board. See if he takes this corner flat out. Nope. Freeze the throttle. Oh, he got a little loose. Alright, he's got to get a good run out of this corner because this is the longest straightaway. Kills all your momentum if you don't get a good run off that corner. Yellow flag up ahead. Second to last corner. Kev's been disqualified for blocking the pit lane. Never seen that one before. Luke goes into pits, and I have no idea what that is on the camera. But Kev will start 11th no matter what, since he got disqualified for blocking pit road. Never seen that one before. Go on board with your pole sitter right now. Oh, there's Kev. He's just chilled out right there. So we'll see if he's faster in sector 1. And he is a 10th up on his time right now. Chris's fireman came out of the pits. So right now, Galliho is like 2/10 up on his previous lap, his fastest lap. So if he can keep it together for sector 3, I would imagine put in a little bit quicker lap time, about a 1:33.3 or 4, as long as he doesn't lose it in the 3rd sector. The final corner, and that was nice and tidy. And it's 1:33.0. He gained a lot in sector 3. 5/10 up. Oop. Oh, switch. We'll go on board with Chris here, who hasn't set a lap, so this will be his first lap. Running mediums. Can't start no worse than 10th right now, since Kev got disqualified. .24.6. Got a Ferrari up ahead, it looked like, or the Alfa of Galileo. Yep, he gets out of the way. This one's a 52.9 in the 2nd sector. Look pretty smooth down this back straightaway. Ooh, in the grass a little bit. Coming to the final corner. DRS swing opens a 1:33.1, 2nd fastest. Pat, your points leader, he's down in 7th right now. We got Jan, who's out on a lap. Oh, he runs a little wide. Out of turn, I think that was 5. This looks like it might be a throwaway lap. Yeah, he's 4 seconds off. 2 minutes to go. 2 minutes in the qualifying session. Coming down to the hairpin. Now Pat's gonna get a nice little slipstream here, or toe, down the front straightaway. We'll stay on board with Jan and see what he runs. 3 guys out. Jan, Pat, and Luke. Jan is a 10th up on his fastest lap. I didn't catch Pat's, darn it. Oh, Jan lost it. We'll go on board with Pat. Pat is 7/10 up in the second sector on his fastest lap, which was on hard, so. And now he's on medium, so yeah, he should be faster. See what lap time he puts in. Yeah, on 20 hards, still sitting there on hards, sitting 5th. It's gonna be a nice starting spot there. If he can stay there on the hards. Now Kev, he gets choice of tires because he got disqualified out of the session, so, and he'll start out of the top 10. Pat goes 3rd fastest with a 1:33.7. So yeah, he can throw up another lap. He can still run another fast lap. Him and Pat are the only 2 that have live laps going. So we'll see what Jan can do under pressure. Can he move up the running order? Does Pat stay out of his way? 9 thousandths of a second faster, but he outbraked himself. Like it might be another throwaway lap. Ooh. Nose did not plant there. It just went straight. He's 7/10 down in the second sector. He's got no DRS. It's down to 3%. Coming up to the final turn. And he goes straight into the pits. And I'd like to know why we got a glitch of tire floating in the air. Gotta love Codemasters sometimes. But that's it for qualifying. So we have the newcomer, PTRL Galileo, on pole with a 1:33.0. Chris with a 1:33.1 starts second. Pat, your points leader, starts third with a 1:33.7. Skid starts 4th with a 1:33.8. Platko, which I think he wrecked and caused that tire barrier to do the glitch. He starts 5th. Jan 20-100 starts 6th on those hards, so he's going a long ways, unless we have rain in the race. Jan 48-25 in the race point starts 7th. Tibin in the McLaren starts 8th. Vic starts 9th in the other Williams. Luke starts 10th in the second Ferrari, and Kev got disqualified and the Mercedes starts 11th. And as long as I think Spiffy joined the session after qualifying started, so I think he starts 12th. So we have a mixture of mediums and softs. So you got the top 3 on mediums, then you got 4th and 5th on softs. Then you got 6th, 8th, and 10th all on mediums with 7th and 9th on softs. So the soft runners will be pitting around lap 6 to lap 8, where the mediums will pit around lap 12 to 13. Anywhere from lap 10 to lap 14 is how long the mediums will last. Softs are like lap 6 to lap 8. Hards, I don't know how long hards last. My race earlier today didn't get a chance to run the hards. And we're just waiting for all the players to load in. We got 2 out of 12. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5 more. They got 8 seconds. Just putting in their, making last few minute adjustments to their setups and their tire strategy and fuel on board. And here we go. We got what, 3, 4. I don't know how many green lights we got, but we're away. Chris trying to look inside. Leo gives him the inside. Chris throws it up the inside. Makes it stick. Let's go second. Where's Galileo? Whoa. We got them all bunched up. Galileo gets a little loose out of the third turn. Pat gets the run on him, gets inside of him. Goes to third. Oh, the crossover by Galileo. Oh! And with that, you got Chris you got Galileo started on pole and he's falling apart here. He's down to 6th now. He got ambushed on the start. Oh! Jan has lost it. He's wrecked. You got Spiffy, who's in a Red Bull, and he's supposed to be in a Haas. Got Luke down in 11th. We got Jan in 12th, who just wrecked. We got Chris, who's still leading. Pasco right behind him in his slipstream. And you got your point leader, who stayed the same. He's in 3rd. And we'll do... So Plasso is putting the pressure on Chris with those soft tires. As we had a guy that went diving into pit lane in the background. I'd imagine that was probably going to be Jan. He's in pit lane, yep. So we have Kev, who started 11th. He's up to 5th already. In that Merc. Yep, he passed his teammate, Skid. So, it's a dry race so far, but we don't know if rain's in the forecast. Pat runs a little wide, gives Jan the inside move. Hook the apex. Job done. Nice move. Took advantage of that. Pat with a little mistake there. Pasco still putting pressure on Chris, but as the longer Pasco stays behind Chris, the more that those softs just give up, and Chris will start to stretch the gap. And now it's a second, 1.1. 1.2. And they're pretty much all just about a second apart. We got Kev putting pressure on Pat. So here's first and second in the points. Fifth running fourth and fifth. And you got third in points running first. Okay, tries to get the run off the turn. Couldn't get the run off the hairpin. DRS will be enabled this lap. Kev runs fastest lap. 1:36.8. Do intervals. There we go. Now we can see. Pat still trying to stay close to Jan in DRS range. Kev is all over his back. Just hounding him. Putting the pressure on, trying to make him make a mistake. Luke got by Spiffy. So Luke's back into the points. Stay on board here. Jan's starting to catch plateau, which tells me that those softs are starting to run out. And you got Galileo putting pressure on Skid for that sixth spot because his softs are starting to give up. We're going to go on board here. We got a train forming between second and all the way back to about 6th, 7th. So we're going to see the DRS open as we got a wreck. Oh, Alfa Romeo's lost it. I have no idea what happened. Virtual safety car is out. So everyone's got to slow down. So that just killed all the overtaking down the straightaway. And now you got Pasco pitting on lap 3. He's had enough of the softs. Still waiting for the VSC to end. We got Skid, who's said the same thing with the softs. He's had enough of the softs. So they will come in. They're going to put hards on. So what Skid puts on, hards. So we'll see if they can make it to the end. Here's your pole sitter who brought out the VSC. He's going to have a front wing change. And he's going to hards. Jan, who wrecked on lap 1, he's just catching as the safety car has been pulled away now. So you got Pat all over Jan again. And you got Kev, who's just sitting back here like waiting to see who's going to make a mistake as Pat throws the dive bomb up the inside. Benai's on the outside and the Ferrari pushes him extra wide and Kev says, thank you. I'll take third for that. Here comes the Williams with the run on the outside. Now the Ferrari is going to be a sitting duck because these two guys are going to have DRS. As there goes Kev in the second. Pat's in. Oh, he hits Kev. Gives him a shot, which allows the Ferrari to do the crossover. And that hurts Pat because I think that's going to be front wing damage along with that. And, well, maybe not. Oh, yeah, he's missing the left end plate off that Williams front wing. Yep. So this is the battle right now. And you got Chris, who's 3.7 seconds in front of Kev, 3.5. We know Kev's fast because he won last week. We'll see what Pat can do with that Ferrari, even though he's got front wing damage. I think that front wing damage is showing effects. Got Plasko on those hards. I'm watching this battle right now. Let's go, still trying to get the run on him. Yeah, let's go. DRS opens straight away. Kev sets fast lap. He's got the gap down to 2.8 seconds. Oh, it makes the move down the inside. Spiffy tries to do the up and under, but no luck. Then runs wide out of the final turn and points the wall. Watch Kev, he's running Chris down right now, so. That's all. So we'll see how long these hard runners can last. Right now they're 8th, 10th, and 11th. All these guys on the medium tires, they're going to last about another, what, 6, 7 laps? 7 laps? Maybe 8. Got the back, there's the Ferrari. Staying with him, he's staying right in DRS range. So Jan is staying right there. Pat with that front wing damage, I think that's what's hurt him. He's dropped back by 5 seconds. But we got Plasto trying to get Luke now for 7th on those hards versus mediums. DRS opens. Luke goes defensive. Plasko with the DRS, and I'd imagine the job should be done. Pat pits to get rid of these mediums and get off the get the front wing changed, I would imagine. Vic, his teammate, pits too, and he gets a 5-second stop penalty, or a 5-second penalty added onto his time. Spiffy gets a 3-second penalty for corner cutting, but this is gonna hurt Vic because double stacking the Williams. As Pat leaves, now the Williams got to get ready for Vic, and they're not ready for Vic. Now they are. Put the hards on. So points later come in 4th. He's out 9th, and he kind of hurt his teammate. His teammate's down and away, and he's 12th. Chris still leading, but trying to manage the gap. It's down to 2, down to 1.8. Kev is chewing into that gap slowly. It went from 3 seconds down to 1.7. And Jan is just following him right along with that toe. Now we got Skid catching Spiffy. Skid tried to make the move, but he's just going to sit back and wait till they get to the DRS, and you'll watch him get into Spiffy's toe, and when that rear wing opens, he'll close. And here he comes. Gaining. Got down to 3/10, 2/10. He might be too far back. Yeah. Spiffy had a nice defense. Got a good run off that corner. Jan retires from the session, so I don't know if that's a manual retirement or if he actually wrecked. I won't know because I can't find him on track now. Got Chris, who's still got a 1.3 second gap to Kev, but Kev is caught him pretty much. Oh, and the Ferrari in the background. All over the place. He's even through the grass. Oh, he manages to miss the board. Now they got a 24-second lead on 4th place, so they got a pit stop on these guys. Is Tibbin out? Tibbin's wrecked. and he's got no front wing. And Spiffy's down to 9th. So we got all kinds of action in the background, and then McLaren's going to have to pit as he does a manual retirement. So Vic will move up to 10th as when he catches Tibbin, as Spiffy cuts the corner again. We got Pat, who's trying to get through, trying to catch Skid. You got the pole sitter, Galileo, who's right behind him. But we're going to go back up front because Kev's got the gap within a second of Chris. He's caught him, ran him down. So we'll just see where he's gaining on Chris here. So come through first sector. He's pretty much wide open through that corner. I think he might have a little bit less downforce than Chris, so he's kind of gets him on the corner or on the straightaways. Chris kind of gaps him in the corners. He had it up to over a second. Now it's down to 8/10. Through the detection zone, he had it over a second, so Kev doesn't get DRS, but right now he's within DRS. He's got it down to 7/10. Chris misses the apex. Kev had a nicer corner through the middle, and you see he gained 2/10 on Chris there. Final corner. Got it down to 3/10. DRS was open. He's gaining 2/10. We got caution in sector 2, so someone's wrecked again. And I'm not for sure who it was. Skid had gotten passed by Galileo down the DRS zone. Pat's right in front of him. Luke's up to 5th on those hards. We'll go back up in front though. Kev trying to reel Chris back in. Looks like Chris got the middle sector. He's faster than Kev in the middle sector, but the first and third sectors with the straightaways, Kev kind of reels him in and kind of catches him. So we'll go on board. Oh, a little bit of understeer there for Kev as he had to catch it. A little bit of a slide with DRS. Vic is out of the race. I don't know what happened to Vic either. He's out of the race. So Vic, even though he finishes 10th, he does not get that point for that. Chris is just managing the gap to Kev as he's got it back up over a second now. And then Kev brings it right back down. Kind of like a yo-yo. It's almost like which guy's gonna blink first. We got Pat, who's running down Luke as Pat runs wide out of the final turn. Spiffy retires from the session, and he does not get any points for finishing 9th by retiring. So only 8 drivers left. Pat moves up to 5th. We got Luke. I don't know why he's going slow and letting all these guys go by. He just let everybody go by. He's down to 8th. He's got front wing damage. He comes back on skid. Go back up front here with Kev. Kept putting all the pressure on him. Got the DRS open on him. Nothing he can do with it. Chris protects the inside line. Oh, Chris runs really wide. Carried too much speed through the beginning part, and when it narrowed up, Kev is putting pressure on Chris, trying to get him to make a mistake, and he just did. Chris is feeling the pressure. They're getting ready to come back through the long straightaway, and I think Chris is a lot closer to, Kev's a lot closer to Chris this time, which he is. He's 4/10. And here he comes. Slipstream. Chris goes ultra defensive, weaving back and forth, and Kev doesn't know which way to go. Chris gives him the inside line, kind of shoving each other off the track. I think that was Kev was giving Chris a little, I didn't care for the way you were blocking me. And going into that corner as Chris hits the pits. Kev stays out another lap. Jan pits. So Placo in 4th. He is on hards. See where Chris has gone. He should come out 2nd on hards. Jan is on hards. These guys should be good, as Pat and Galileo are just duking it out for 5th here on those hards. Yep, Chris and Jan stay 2nd and 3rd. Now Kev's got a 24-second lead on Chris, so we'll see how far up he comes. If Chris comes back out in front of him, or if Kev can stay in the lead on those fresh hards. Luke's pitted. So you got Gilead still putting pressure all over Pat, as that'll help Pat out. Galileo picks up a 3-second time penalty for, I would imagine, corner cutting. We got a wreck in turn 1. Or in sector 1. I don't know who wrecked. The only person that was in sector 1 is Luke. Okay, Kev's pitted. And Chris had put in a decent outlap out of the pits, because he's got it down to 23 seconds. Let's see, Kev goes to hards. Kev's down and away already. Here comes Chris out of the final corner. Kev's at the end of the pit lane. There's Kev. Here comes Chris. Kev stays in front by 0.2 of a second. Chris just couldn't get the hards to hook up for a little bit faster lap time. Now Chris's tires are up to temp. Kev's are not. They're still cold. Well, still warm from the heating blankets, but colder than Chris's. So Chris should have an advantage here, but I don't know. Chris has to lift, and we know Kev hasn't had to in that corner, and you see Kev pulls away. Oh. Spiffy leaves the session. Now that hurt Chris, but now he's going to have DRS. Gaining. Kev goes defensive. And then we have a little lag spike. Another lag spike as Kev stays in front. So the top two are duking it out. Everybody else kind of spaced apart here. Chris still trying to stay on Kev here. Trying to put pressure on Kev, but Kev gets a great exit off that last second or third to last turn, and Chris didn't. Kev did, and Chris really deep in the brake and almost runs in to the back of Kev. .7 of a second, so I mean Chris is staying with Kev, but so we'll go through the field here. We got Jan in third, who's kind of in no man's land. He's just kind of sitting out here in the last podium spot, just riding around in that Ferrari. We got Pico, who's in fourth in the Toro Rosso. You got Galileo, who's caught him in fifth, and your pole sitter for today's race, who just had a terrible lap one. Went from first down to like ninth, I think, or eighth. And then you got Pat, who's in sixth. So Galileo's kind of caught on to Pico Ray here, and we'll see what he does from the helicopter view. Kind of staying right into his slipstream here. Come down the long straightaway. DRS opens. He's gaining. Makes the move inside already, and Michael didn't even try to block him. But they get forced wide, and I think Galileo thought he was in the wrong there. He kind of let up and let Pico have the spot back, since he kind of over braked and kind of took the line away from Pico, and then kind of ran him off the road. Meanwhile, Pat sees all of this happening and says thank you. Brings you guys right back to me, and now I can get 2 spots. He's got 3 lap fresher hard. Says everybody's on hards. Leo putting all kinds of pressure on Pico for that 4th spot. And this battle is about 13 seconds behind Jan. Oh, I missed what happened up front. My bad, guys. But somehow Kev's down to second and Chris has gained on him. As Kev gives Chris a shot through the hairpin turn. And I don't know what I missed, but when I last looked, Chris was a second ahead, Chris was a second down, and now it's the other way around as they go into turn one, wheel to wheel. That was close. But Kev gets the inside line on Chris. Chris tries to come back. And I think this would be around like 4 or 5. We go. Kev goes protective into the turn 4. Makes Chris try to take the long way around. We got an accident. Luke has wrecked somewhere in sector 3, so we'll stay on board with this. So only 7 drivers right now are going to get points. It's 8th, 9th, and 10th. You guys don't get any points. I don't know what happened to Luke. He just looks like he pulled off and manual retired. He was in 8th spot. You never want to DNF on when you're in the top 10 for points, even though you're not up front. So we got a little bit of lag by either Kev or Chris. I can't tell, but they are floating back and forth. We're gonna go back on board. We're gonna go on this battle right here for 4th as it's heating up again. DRS opens up Galileo, and he early move on Placo. Placo has a deep break. Breaks a lot later, but the Alfa Romeo had the move done. And now you got Pat all over him. Pat gets on the brakes early, and the other two kind of run the corner wide. Make sure no dive bombs or anything in the turn 1 there. Pat's now hounding Placo, trying to stay close to these two guys in front. Placo runs the corner wide. He's got 3 lap fresher hards, but I would imagine these guys from 4th to 7th, they're all going to have to pit again and go on to Kev wreck again. Kev did. Kev has wrecked, and he's dropped to 3rd. And now you got Pat and Placo going at it for 5th. Can't keep up with the action. So Kev makes a mistake. He drops to 3rd. And I don't know if Chris was a part of that because Jan has caught both of them. And he's within a second of Chris now. So the Ferrari that was like 5 seconds back, he's right in this battle. So the top 3 are battling. And they're going to the end. So they're not pitting anymore. 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. They're battling. And I would imagine as Pat tries to make the move on the outside of Placo, and he gets the job done. Well moved. Placo is going to pit and get off those 15 lap old hards. I'd imagine he's probably going to go to softs or he'll go to mediums, but it might be a little too early for softs. We'll see what he throws on the Toro Rosso. Those guys on 16 lap old hards, they got to be about to the end of their life. He's going to softs. So that means he's going to the end with 9 laps to go. Jan is all over Chris, so I don't know if Chris has got front wing damage. But Chris is not as fast as what he was with those hards on. No, I don't see no wing damage. But I see Jan all over his rear end, rear wing. Looks like Chris is struggling on these hards. I don't think the balance is right. Pico gets a 3-second time penalty. That's going to hurt him in a bid for keeping 4th. Jan makes a dummy move. And then hits the back end of Chris for just kind of love tap. Let him know, like NASCAR style, hey, I'm back here. I didn't see no damage. Chris is going to stay protective. Kev runs fast lap. 136.5. Chris trying to wrap the bottom, but he's going to push out. And Jan, I thought Jan might throw it up the inside. Chris plants his car right on the apex. Jan hits him again for good measure. Meanwhile, Kev, who made the mistake somehow and spun it. I don't know if Chris tapped him and spun him, or if he just lost it and spun it on his own, but he's right back in this battle. So the top 3 are all duking it out for the win, while you got 4th, 5th, 6th. Well, right now you got 4th and 5th, who's pretty much together, and then you got Pletzko, who made the mistake in 7th on those softs. So to me it looks like Kev might be the fastest, Jan might be 2nd fastest, and Chris looked like he might be 3rd fastest as he's struggling with those hards. I'm going to go on board. I don't know if Jan's going to be able to catch Chris, but where is Kev? Kev is coming. Jan goes to block. Kev's already inside. He locks up to the right front, but gets the... Well, he almost got the... Yeah, he got the move done. Jan gives the position up. Now, Jan's got DRS on Kev, but Kev's got DRS too. And it looks like Jan's not running any ERS. And I think Kev's running 1. And it looks like Chris is running 1. And these guys are go around again. Kev has a look up the inside. Just kind of showing the front wing. Not really trying to make the move there. Pleco gets a fast lap right now at a 135.6. So he right now will have the extra point. Now I'm surprised Pat and Galileo and Skid have not pitted. 18 lap old hards. To try to put another 6 laps on those hards. That's a lot of laps for those hards. Looking at like 24 laps. 22, 24. Kev is all over the place. I'm trying to catch that car. He's in DRS range of Chris again. Chris just does not look fast through the center of the corner. He looks slow. We got sector 3, so someone is wrecked. I would say it was Pat. I'd say Pat got the dreaded tank slapper and lost it. And that helps Skid because they get Skid back, and Chris has lost the lead to Kev again. And now Jan tried to go up the inside of Chris for 2nd. So Kev's back out front. I think we're just going to stay out front here and watch these guys kind of duke it out amongst them all, because as Jan hits Chris again in the middle of the corner, and looking like Chris might have a little bit of lag issue. Can't tell if it's Chris or if it's Kev, but I've noticed Chris's car jumping around a little. Yeah, I thought about making a move. Chris is close to Kev, and he's going to have DRS. Here he comes. Kev goes defensive, makes Chris take the long way around. Chris is still there on the inside of Kev. This is going to be really difficult. Now Kev stays in front. Now, I don't know. Looks like a 3-wide battle for the lead. As you got Jan on the outside of Chris for second. And Chris holds him off. So out of that final corner, it looked like Chris was a little compromised by Kev because he couldn't run out. Kev had to take the escape access part of the track to keep the lead. So I don't know how the game gave Kev a warning for that. What, Chris misses the apex out of that corner and loses ground to Kev, but lets Jan gain right back on him. Skid and Galileo stayed out again on 20-lap Old Hards. So they got 5 more laps to run. Pat, he might be safe on 17-lap Old Hards, but he's pushing it. And here comes Jan, Chris, but Chris is gaining on Kev, but he's way too far back this time. No move being made here. They're going to stay the same. Except for when Jan, I had to lock up the right front to avoid Chris. We got 4 laps to go, fellas. 4 laps. 4 laps to figure out which way you guys are going to be on the podium. Who's going to be on top, who's going to be second, who's going to be third. Pat's falling way behind Galileo, so I don't know if Pat's kind of just said, okay, I'll ride 5th, stay 5th, or if he's just waiting for Galileo's tires to pop, because I know they got to be about to the end of their life. You got Skid, he's only 5 seconds behind Pat. I mean, he's trying to stay up there. Pifco, who's got that 3-second time penalty. I mean, he's running 7th on those softs. He's got fast lap right now. We'll go back up front here for another round. This is like round 7 or 8 now. Just trying to gain back on Kev again. You got Jan all slipstreaming one another. Oh, Kev locks up the right front again. It's me like Kev is just a little bit faster than Chris, and Jan looks to be faster in the middle of the corners than Chris. I don't know if that's just something I'm seeing, but it's looking like these two guys are faster through the center of the corner. Chris brakes early, but he's got to let the car sit before he can get back to the middle, before he can get back to the gas or the throttle. And that's where the guys kind of bump him in the middle of the corner. Oh, Jan had to get out of throttle on that corner, and you see he lost time to Chris, and Chris is losing time to Kev. So unless Kev makes a mistake in these last 3 laps, I would imagine he's got it in the bag. But you never know. Something could happen. Kev could screw up again. Chris could find some magic in that Haas somewhere and have a little extra on Kev that he wasn't showing. Or Jan could surprise them both and come from 3rd and win this race. We got a yellow flag in sector 1 and 2. I don't know if that was Pleco must have made a mistake. we're going to stay on board with these three guys. We got the podium guys all under a blanket. They all kind of like a yo-yo. They all get close and they all get apart. Now you got the Haas and you got the Ferrari right on his rear end. Ferrari sends it up the inside, gets loose on Chris. And Chris going to drop back third now. Chris has dropped back to third. Jan's up to second. It was a good move by Jan. Chris opened the door and Jan threw the car in there. I think he surprised Chris. Chris was not expecting that. Oh, Chris made a mistake. Chris has looped it. So now it's just a two-car battle. As Chris has dropped back to 11 seconds. With 2 laps to go. Unless these two guys wreck each other, take each other out, Chris is going to finish third, but it's a Ferrari versus Mercedes. Kev locks that right front up again. And coming to the white flag, or the last lap. Another yellow flag in sector 1 and 2. Now it's in sector 2. Don't know who's wrecked. Chris is falling off the pace. He's down 13 seconds. You know, there's Pat in 5th. Skid 7th. Kev's still up by 7/10 on this final lap. Jan is still keeping the pressure on him for that win. And Jan wants to win a race here. Kev wants to win 2 in a row. And I would imagine he would probably take the points lead. I think he was only 11 points back, I think. Something like that. I think Jan just messed up. Where he's running out of fuel. Kev comes down the back straight for the final time. Looking to be nice and easy. He locks that right front up again. I would imagine he's got a flat spot there because I've seen him lock it up 3 laps in a row now. Final corner. Kev's going to take the China Grand Prix for a second win. Jan finishes second. Chris, who was in the top 2 for pretty much 90% of this race, he's going to finish third. And Galileo made 24 laps on those hards, made him last. He's going to come home 25 laps, come home 4th. Got Pat, who is your points leader right now, but I would imagine after this race he's going to lose the points lead. He will come home 5th. Skids is going to come home 6th for Mercedes, 1st and 6th. Pascal, I don't know if he's run out of fuel or if he's just on a cruise around lap, but he's got the fastest lap, so he gets the extra point for him. And the Toro Rossos, he gets the extra point for them, but he's the last one to cross the line. It almost looks like he's messing around. He doesn't want to wreck. He wrecks, he does not get that point. So, I mean, him doing this, he needs to just finish the race. Because if he don't finish the race, I don't think they score you. So that means you don't get the points. So I'm just messing around here. I just crossed the line as fast as I possibly can. And he finishes 7th. It's a Mercedes, Ferrari, and Haas podium. So your winner is Kev. Jan finishes 2nd. Chris finishes 3rd. Galeo finishes 4th. Pat finishes 5th. Skid 6th. Flex goes 7th. Luke finishes 8th. Does not get any points. Spiffy finishes 9th. Does not get any points. Vic finishes 10th. Does not get any points. Tibin finishes 11th. And Jan 4825 finishes 12th. And that is round 3 from China, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. Have a good night.